Hello YouTube, L is back once again for some more of our craft theory adventure. And today, as we have been for the last couple of episodes, we're going to be heading on over to our beautiful little swamp village to work a bit more on some of the houses that we need to throw up. And I also need to show you something funny that's finally happened to us. We've been on the craft theory server for I don't know how long now, but I think today marks the day for the first time that we have received our first ever prank on the server. So we'll go and have a look at that in a minute. It's over by the swamp, which is convenient. But before that, I just wanted to say, look at this new building that's just popped up out of nowhere in the middle of Red Town. It looks pretty cool. It's a really funky, like modern style build with loads of cool lighting with the blaze rods. I need to get some of these they're not blaze rods, are they? What are they called? Ender rods? I think they're called ender rods, right? I need to figure out how to get them because they look so cool in builds, and there's definitely some cool stuff that we could do with that bad boy. But yeah, I just wanted to show this off. I don't know who built it yet, but I mean, it's pretty cool. It's going to be a clay shop, which is awesome because I'm totally thinking about building some clay buildings on the swamp. So I'm thinking of like some green, brown and grey, like clay color, clay colors for some buildings on the swamp, which could be really cool. So yeah, I think when this shop is open, it's definitely something that we'll be hitting up. We'll be hitting it up. Look at this damn squid. What a guy. Anyway, right, so back to the topic at hand. We're going to be heading over to Swamp Village, as I mentioned. We still need to build quite a few new houses. And since we're building houses for Red Team, because of the prank that's happened to us, we might actually need to build a few more houses the way things are going. So let me just head on over here and we'll take a look at exactly what's gone down in L-Player's little Swamp Village. So, like, the first thing I noticed was these signs over here. So somebody's just put some signs down saying, this is a furnace, this is a chest, this is not a bench, and this is a chest, but only on Tuesdays. So, yeah, there you go. But that's not the prank, don't worry. So it says, hey El, this area is looking great. Thank you very much. It is. I'm such a fantastic builder. But there does seem to be some squatters taking residence in your houses. Skypilot Tom and Kenda. So these yahoos have been over here, and now look at these guys. Look at these guys. We've got squatters all over the place, taking up my path. And the worst thing is, as if I didn't fall off this path enough, there's no way around it. Excuse me, sir. They're just rude. These, not only are they squatters, but they're rude squatters. They won't get out of the damn way. And as if it's turned to nighttime, like it's just as weird. Let's go to bed. One of these days I'll get the timing right so that we start an episode first thing in the morning on the Craft Theory server. But that day is not today. So here are the squatters that we've got, like, making themselves at home on the bridge. I kind of like him. Here he is now. Speak of the devil. I kind of like them, and you know what? Because it's almost Halloween, the pumpkin head dudes is kind of like a pretty appropriate theme. So we're gonna let them squat here for now. I mean, Swamp Village needed a few visitors anyway, but that's not it. So if I remember which buildings it was, there's actually some. Let's go look at this first of all. So both of these guys have actually taken up residence in my damn builds. Can you believe it? So I was having a look around all the buildings to find out exactly where these squatters were that they were talking about. I was hoping it was just going to be the guys on the bridge, but that is not the case. So we've got a guy down here in my little boat base, living in here. Can you believe it? The nerve of some people. This is meant to be a Red Team exclusive, huh? How'd they get in here without tickets? How'd I get out of here? Have I just gone, like, up too many floors? Yes. Don't even know my own builds. God damn. Where'd I put my boat? Did I leave my boat? Of course I left my boat. Of course I left my boat. It wouldn't be an L Players episode if I actually managed to keep my boat with me, would it? Where was that? So we've got some squatters in a couple of the buildings. Oh, okay, so I remember. Ah! Get on. I hate this path. This path is like my mortal enemy in this game. So we have to dodge these little squatters. And then we'll find in this little house over here, Skypilot Tom's house by law of squatters' rights. And, as everybody knows, squatters' rights means I don't actually have any authority to kick him out. Once he's claimed squatters' right, you know, there's a long, lengthy legal process that we have to go to in order to evict him. So, well played, sir. You have claimed this house with your little squatting law. So that's part one of the prank. And, of course, it wasn't just him that was in on it. And this was quite funny. So so once I found that, at first I thought, oh, it's just a pumpkin dude. Then I was having a little check around just to see what was what. Then of course I found him inside the house. So then I was panicking, thinking, oh no, which other house have they claimed? So I've been having a look, and this one's actually quite funny because it took me, I'm not even kidding, it took me about 25 minutes of like looking around this place before I spotted it. I'd stopped looking and like started getting my materials ready to record an episode, and then when I looked over here, I was like, huh, what's this up here? So we've spotted the other squatter living up on top of the house that has been claimed by Iron Maiden Jenny. So if we just, it's kind of a nightmare getting up here, but we've got to get up there just to show you guys the prank in its entirety. And I have to say, as far as pranks go, I'm quite happy with this one. That, you know, this one is just people wanting to live in my houses, and I get it, man. My houses are cool. It's just great for my ego, if anything, right? But at least they didn't like destroy anything or like get me trapped in a big obsidian chest or something like that. So I claim this area on behalf of Team Windrubber. This is my island. So as a result of that, we can no longer build here ever again. The Swamp Village project is over, and we're going to have to head off to lands anew. Ah, I love doing that. It's so good. Okay, no, I'm kidding. We're not going to evacuate, but I am going to leave them there because they don't really make the place look messy. And I thought it was quite funny. It was quite a funny little prank. So for the time being, we'll let the squatters live around the village, and it kind of gives me some company, so that when I'm talking to you guys, well, when I'm talking to you guys, it's good. But when I'm just playing on the server on my own and no one else is online, and I'm building a swamp village, it gets lonely. So these guys around here, it's pretty cool. Someone for me to talk to. Yeah, that's right. I'm crazy. I'll talk to the little statue people that aren't real. What are you gonna do? So yeah, that's that. That's our first. So that is, I'm pretty sure that's our first ever prank on the Craft Theory server. So yeah, good times. Right. Anyway, so back to like the subject of what we're gonna do next. So the swamp village is coming along pretty nice, as says by the sign that we were pranked by. Look, if you don't believe me, this area is looking great. There you go. But so we still need to throw up, I think we need like we need a couple more houses anyway. I don't know exactly how many we need, but I think we still need quite a few. So the next thing to do is work out where we want to build the next bit. And I did mention that at some point I'd love to have like a ginormous tree growing up like right in the center of the swamp village, and then like branching out all over the top of it with vines hanging down all over the place. And when I say massive, I'm talking like absolutely ginormous, like the great tree from The Legend of Zelda kind of big, like a huge tree that gives life to the village. That's the kind of scale that we're talking about here. Actually building that is going to be a nightmare. So I really don't want to do it just yet, but it's just such a cool idea that I will take one for the team. I will suffer through the long and arduous build process to get that done at some point. But before then, I think we need to finish off the actual houses, and then once we've got everything laid out, we can work out like where the middle is to put the big tree. But I am going to do that at some point, I promise. So where do we want to... Let's get in the boat. The boat's... God, how do I miss that? I literally had to just step off the plank into the boat, and I still somehow managed to miss it. Miss it? Well, I can't get my words out today. I love how the grass looks now that I've changed it to... I forgot what it's called. You know the setting that basically makes the grass come on the sides of the blocks and not just the top. It just looks like that's such a small difference, but it makes everything look so cool. It actually looks like a hill as opposed to like a load of square blocks. Not that I've got a problem with square blocks. I'd be playing the wrong game if I did. So let's have a look what we've got. We've got quite a lot of stuff over here. We've got the huge fort behind there, this is like a pretty good backdrop to the swamp. I'm pretty happy with like this area to build the swamp village is perfect, because then behind it you've got our giant castle, Fort Kilmuch, that me and Xerxes made. We still need to like do the floor in there. I think everything like with the actual castle is done, but we just need to work out what we're going to do with the floor. So maybe I'll have a play around with that at some point. So where do we want to build? So we've got quite over here. I'd like to leave a gap between the swamp village and the fort. I don't want it to like come all the way up to here. So I feel like this area here, maybe one more house where we've got the path coming off here. Yeah, so I'm going to build a little house here. Maybe, I'm thinking, what could be quite cool is a little round house like this, but maybe made out of stone and maybe a little bit higher. What do we think? Could that be cool? Have I got any stone on me? That's the question. No, of course I've got no stone. Of course, I've got none of the materials that I need to build anything with. And so yeah, so I'm going to build a little stone house there. I feel like that would be good. It will fit in that little spot pretty nicely. Man, I cannot steer this boat at all. How beautiful is this? Like, oh, I love it. I love this area. I'm so happy that I decided to build here. It's just so beautiful. So I feel like we've got plenty of stuff here. We don't want to go any further back because it's going to get too close to the castle. We don't want to go that way because it's too close to the town. So I feel like kind of where I am now is probably the next sort of area to build, right? Maybe like something just here, exactly where I am now. If I could turn my boat. Yeah, so if we start building a little bit like this way. So let's jump out of the boat, throw down a couple of blocks of dirt. If I can actually do that. I can't do it. There we go. Okay, so this could be a pretty cool spot. So I'm going to pause the episode. I'm going to think of like what kind of little building I want to do here. Maybe I'll lay down the like foundation and get my materials ready. So when we come back, I can actually do a bit of the building on camera because I'm terrible at doing that. So it'd be good to do that for a change. So yeah, leave it with me. I'll come back and then hopefully we'll have an idea of exactly what kind of build we want to go for here. And we should be able to get another little build up in this episode, I think. That'd be cool if we can finish another one off. And then that's one more off the list and we're getting one step closer to being able to have the grand opening of Swamp Village. Look at this guy. It's dangerous up there, man. Alright guys, I'll see you in a second.
One eternity later.
Okay, we're back, and as you can probably tell, I've did a bit more than just lay down some foundation. So I've decided on the idea for this house, if I can do it without falling off the edge. We're pretty high up right now, and that's because this is going to be a little tree house that we're building. So I've built, like, kind of, as you can see here, underneath me is kind of like the basic setup for a tree. So it's going to be like a big tall tree with a little house on the top and some leaves all around it and vines hanging down and stuff. So a pretty like simple tree house, but it should look really cool and 100% fit in super well with the theme that we're going for. So that's like kind of what I'm doing at the minute. I'm just trying to decide like how to make a pretty basic like house kind of thing at the top of the thing, at the top of the tree. So I'm going with like, obviously I'm going to add like windows and little details and things, and I'm going to probably have to put quite a lot of time in getting the tree below us to actually look like the right shape, but I probably won't be able to do all of that in this episode, but we'll definitely have like a rough idea of how this is going to look by the time that it's done. So yeah, that's what I'm doing at the minute. The next thing I need to do on the house really is build the roof, which sucks. I don't really want to do that on camera, so I'll probably pause it now, and then when we do come back next time, the actual house bit on the top will be just about done. Obviously I won't do any of the like finishing touches and stuff just yet, but yeah, the general outline of the house should be done. So when we come back, it will be almost there, and then you have a good idea of how it's going to look. Okay, so I think I've got the roof about done. I've built it like from the outside, so I'm stuck on top of it, and I now need to jump down. But I think we're gonna snipe this fool. Ugh. He's been stuck in there the whole time I've been the whole time I've been building this roof, and then he just escaped the second I started recording. What a guy! Oh yeah! Woo! Oh, I was so worried I was about to hit a bit of dirt then and die. Right, let's get up here, let's get to sleep, and then let's have a look, see how this roof is coming along. Hopefully it's looking pretty good. Hopefully. It's hard to tell, like, when I'm building it up there in the night time and I'm, like, on top of it. That looks kind of naff. Okay, so I'm not loving that roof, that's for sure. Let's have a look. So it would still need to come out one more anyway. But I just don't know if I'm loving the shape of it. Actually, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's a pointy roof. It could work, but it needs to come out one more at the front. Okay, so that's something I missed. Get wrecked, fool. Oh, all my shots are actually hitting them today. This is a miracle. I always miss. How about, okay, so I think I've built it out enough on this side. So let's have a look, see. Man, it's so slow moving through water. I need to, like, remember that I have a boat. Okay, so from that side it looks a little better. I don't know what... Whoa. Should we try and kill the Enderman? Yeah, let's kill him. And the spider. Was that a bad idea? I just picked a fight with an Enderman. I don't think I should have done that. It's not coming back to get me. Have we like, escaped? Has it let us go? A merciful Enderman? Okay, that's cool. I'm happy with that. Okay, so this side I've done it all kinds of wrong. Look, give me a break, guys. It's hard to do it when you're like up there in the night time. So I need to take out these blocks here. Why isn't it's just not looking like the right shape for some reason? Can't quite work out why I've done the roof wrong. Okay, right. I'll pause it and I'll come back when I've actually got the roof how I want it, and I'll finish off the actual building, and then we'll come back and try and do some work on the tree and then finishing touches and stuff. So I'll see you in a second. Damn guy tried to kill me. Ugh. So good job I'm near the water, otherwise I probably would have burnt to death then. What a way to go that would have been. Alright guys, I'll be back in a minute once we've figured out what to do with this damn roof. Okay, so we're back and I've managed to get the roof looking much better than it was, which is good because I was struggling for a while there. So what I've gone for is like a stone trim on the outside, and I think, oh, whoa, this boat has got a mind of its own. I think what I'm going to do as well to finish that off, I just need to go along here with stone as well, just so the entire roof is kind of like outlined in stone, and then I think it will be. Wow, this boat is like crazy fast. What's going on? Then I think that will be a pretty good looking roof. Then we just need to fill in obviously the inside bit, put in the windows, and then I think that'll be about it for the house. Then obviously our next step after that is going to be quite a bit of work needed to make this tree look like an actual tree. At the minute I've just built a big wooden pillar going up. There's no shape to it, there's no texture, there's no depth, there's no branches coming out or anything like that. So we need to sort of build that up. I want to make it kind of like fat at the bottom and then sort of going up to the thin in the middle, and then kind of like opening up and branching out towards the top. Maybe have some branches like wrapping around the house and stuff, and then loads and loads of leaves and vines and all that kind of stuff hanging down to really bring it to life. So I think that will be one for the next episode. It's going to be quite a lot of work still to do to get that done, but when it is done, I think that's going to be a really cool, unique little build, and it really fits in well with the theme, like treehouse in the swamp. Like you couldn't get a better match made in heaven, I guess. But yeah, so I think that's probably going to do it for this episode. If you've got any cool ideas for other stuff we can do, like other types of builds, so we've got a tree house now, we've got like a house that's got a tree wrapped around it, we've got a house that's got a tree growing on top of it, we've got like a sunken boat house, we've got a little shack, a little witch's hut, all kinds of stuff going on. We've got a little ancient ruin, like tower type things that have crumbled down. Any cool ideas that you think would fit in really well with a swamp theme, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section below, and then I'll try and think of a way to incorporate that into the build. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. As always, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and I hope you're loving how Swamp Village is coming along. If you are, make sure you either like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next episode for some more Craft Theory. Take care, guys, and peace.